Hola, hola! Te doy la bienvenida a Spring Spanish. Welcome to Spring Spanish. Mi nombre es Mariana. My name is Mariana, and I am one of the teachers at Spring Spanish. If you are planning on traveling to a Spanish-speaking country anytime soon and want to learn the words and phrases that will help you survive during your stay, this is a must-watch video. I'll give you a survival language kit that will certainly make your life easier. Así que vamos a darle. So, let's imagine you're on a plane to Buenos Aires, Bogotá, Lima, Oaxaca, Montevideo, you name it. And let's say you want to chat with the person sitting right next to you because the flight's going to be 5 hours and it might be somewhat boring or even awkward to spend that in complete silence, right? As an icebreaker, you may say, Hola, hi, soy Mariana. I'm Mariana. ¿Cómo te llamas? What's your name? You could also say, Hola, hi, mi nombre es Mariana. My name is Mariana. ¿Cómo te llamas? What's your name? The other person might respond, Mucho gusto. Nice to meet you. Me llamo Elena. My name is Elena. So, Spanish allows you to introduce yourself in 3 different ways. Let's go over them once again. Soy Mariana. I'm Mariana. Mi nombre es Mariana. My name is Mariana. Me llamo Mariana. My name is Mariana. In addition to hola, which means hi, you could also say buenos días, buenas tardes, or buenas noches, depending on the time of day. Sadly, we cannot delve into the details right now, but if you want to know more about these other ways of greeting people, you should definitely watch our video about greetings in Spanish. Okay, once you know the other person's name, you might want to know how old they are. You have 2 options here. Number 1, ¿cuántos años tienes? How old are you? And number 2, ¿qué edad tienes? They both mean how old are you? The other person will say something like Tengo 28 años. I'm 28 years old. Once they've told you their age, they will certainly ask you, ¿Y tú qué edad tienes? Literally, this would translate into what age do you have? Since that translation doesn't make any sense in English, this chunk, ¿Qué edad tienes?, is the equivalent of how old are you? You may respond, Tengo 30 años. I'm 30. If you're uncertain about how to say your particular age, you should definitely watch our video about the numbers. Another thing that people usually ask to get to know someone, even if it's just briefly, is what do you do for a living, right? Once again, Spanish gives you 2 options. Number 1, ¿A qué te dedicas? Literally, what do you dedicate yourself to? And number 2, ¿En qué trabajas? Literally, what do you work in? Since the word-for-word translation doesn't make much sense in English, you should try to learn the chunks in Spanish by heart. Now, let's say this person turns out to be very chatty and they start conversing nonstop about their family, their job, what have you. If you have trouble understanding them, you may say, Disculpa, no hablo mucho español. Sorry, I don't speak Spanish very well. If you want to switch into English, you may ask them, ¿Hablas inglés? Do you speak English? If they do, you may suggest, ¿Podemos continuar en inglés? Could we speak in English now? Or let's say you want to challenge yourself in trying to understand most of what the other person is saying, but you need them to slow down. Then You could say, ¿Pudieras hablar más despacio, por favor? Could you speak more slowly, please? Additionally, if you didn't understand a specific bit and you want the other person to repeat it, you could say, Disculpa, no entendí. Sorry, I didn't get that. ¿Puedes repetirlo? Could you repeat it? You may obviously use all the phrases we've learned so far in any conversation, not just when talking to someone on a plane. Now, let's say the plane has landed, you get off it, but you're not quite sure about where to collect your luggage. Then, you could ask a flight attendant or airport staff, Disculpe, ¿dónde recojo mi equipaje? Where should I collect my luggage? Once they provided you with the information, you should always say, Muchas gracias. Thank you very much. And if you want to acknowledge how helpful the other person was, then you could say, Muy amable. Very kind of you. So, you've got your luggage with you, now you need a taxi to get to your hotel. But you also need cash to pay for the taxi. What now? Well, you may ask, Disculpe, ¿dónde hay un cajero automático? Sorry, where can I find an ATM? Notice that I've used the word disculpe several times before asking a question. This word may be translated as sorry or excuse me, and we use it to get someone's attention in a polite manner. Now, if you say disculpe, you will be addressing the other person with deference, formally. But if you say disculpa, you will be addressing them informally. If you want to know more about the forms of address in Spanish, you should definitely check out our video about the difference between tú and usted. Okay, you've got cash on you. Now you need a taxi, right? So, the question goes, Disculpe, ¿dónde puedo tomar un taxi? Sorry, where can I get a taxi? You've been told where to find a taxi, you've said gracias to thank the other person for the information, and you're on your way to the taxi rank. Someone gets on your way because they're carelessly looking at the arrivals board. I absolutely hate it when they do that. Anyway, what's the equivalence of excuse me in Spanish in this kind of context? Con permiso. Or simply permiso. Okay, now you're on the taxi. Since taxi drivers usually know their way around cities very well, you might want to ask them, ¿Qué me recomienda visitar? What would you recommend that I visit? In my experience, taxi drivers are very good at telling you where to eat amazing local food. To get this sort of information from them, you may ask something like, ¿Qué restaurante me recomienda? Which restaurant would you recommend? Now you're at your hotel, you've checked in, you've left your luggage in your room, and you're starving. Maybe it's time to look for that restaurant that the taxi driver recommended, right? You may ask hotel staff, Disculpe, ¿dónde queda este restaurante? Sorry, where's this restaurant? They will surely give you directions. Some hotels might even offer getting you a cab that can take you there. Let's say the restaurant is right around the corner. You get there and you want to tell the waiter or waitress that you are vegetarian maybe. Then you should say, Soy vegetariana, if you're a woman. Or Soy vegetariano, if you're a man. Both mean I'm vegetarian. And to order food, you may say, Quisiera una ensalada sin queso, por favor. So, if there's something you don't want in your food, you should say sin, which means without, plus whatever it is you don't want to eat. If you are allergic to something, you should definitely learn how to say it. If you're a guy, you should say, soy alérgico. And if you're a woman, you should say soy alérgica and then add whatever it is you are allergic to. For instance, soy alérgica a las nueces. I'm allergic to nuts. I once traveled with a friend who has a massive allergy to nuts, and it was nuts. Oh! Oh! Now, to order a drink, you may say, de tomar, quisiera una limonada. To drink, I'll have a lemonade, please. And we all know that the saddest thing about traveling abroad is spending money. So, how do you ask the waiter or waitress for the bill? La cuenta, por favor. The bill, please. Okay, your holiday is over. You've had an amazing time eating lots of tacos in Mexico City or drinking lots of mate in Buenos Aires, and it's time to go back to your country. But you want to take a little something to your mom, your dad, your significant other, or maybe even yourself. So you go into a souvenir shop, you like something, and you want to know how much it costs. What should you say? Once again, you have two options. ¿Cuánto cuesta esto? Or, ¿esto qué precio tiene? Muy bien. There you go. You've got your language survival kit. Now you're ready to travel to any Spanish-speaking country and you'll rock it. But if you need ayuda, help, feel free to check out our Spring Spanish travel videos on our channel. Now, if you're ready to take it a step beyond this survival Spanish lesson and get really serious about learning the language, we have a free Spanish training on our website where you'll discover the method we use at our Spring Spanish Academy to teach students to speak fluent Spanish. You also get some free sample lessons there that come straight from our academy. If you're interested, just click on the link in the description box below to sign up. Nos vemos! Until next time. Don't forget to subscribe, give us a thumbs up, and share this video with your friends.